Hello again. So this time I changed the way how I capture the screen. Basically, there is a deprecated mode in OBS, but apparently this one should work. There is few downsides. The main one, what I couldn't really capture the audio from the desktop itself without installing any additional programs, but I will not gonna bother with that one. So I hope this will be enough for this stream, and I guess this is mostly for the testing purposes, so I can see what it does solve the issue. But yeah, sorry once again, this is really unfortunate situation with all of this OBS bullshit. So I think what I really want to do is to understand what is the what this parameter of GL max samples is really about, and yeah. So we have this extension called Angel Frame Buffer Multi-Sample, and this requires OpenGL ES 2.0. But so for us this is problematic because we don't really support, we do not support OpenGL ES 2.0 right now, and what I'm thinking to do, as the same way what I did into the hacky version, to just overwrite this one and return the 0. I guess the main question, what at which level we should implement this fix, because I don't think it will make much sense to do it at the GLS on GL2 level, because we are not supporting OpenGL ES. Hello, we are not supporting OpenGL ES 2.0, and I guess implementing it on the GL guest level is more appropriate. So somewhere here to implement it in the same way. Yeah, basically kind of what I want to do is to say what if we have this one, we will just write 0. And this will correspond to max samples. So max samples. Now I think what is not really clear for me from this specification is does this enum is unique because here it's called max samples angle. Well, we can say max samples angle. Angle is going to be implemented to touchHLE. There is some plans for that, but I don't think it will actually be the case. In any case, the extension here, I'm not really sure if it's the same angle what you are talking about, because we have angle as open source implementation, and this is basically a Google provided conformant implementation of OpenJS. Then I don't really know if it's the naming here has anything to do with this prefix. Okay, so one thing what I want to understand is what is kind of default value. And by the way, I guess one to do will be to so right now we are covering get integer v, and get boolean and get float is not really covered. So one of to do will be handle get boolean v and get float v as well. So minimum value is 1, and max samples so even if the initial value is 1, I think what the game in question actually checks what is the returned value here. And yeah, I'm not sure what will be the best way to do it here, like return 0 or return 1. Let me see. Default value. So this is OpenJL, max samples, default value. So overview, the extension extends the framer buffer object framework to enable multi-sample rendering. The new operation render buffer storage multi-sample allocates storage for render buffer object what can be used as multi-sample buffer. All the frame buffer attached images attached to a frame buffer object. Max samples angle. touchHLE supports 60 FPS. If no, this will be added in the future. Well, it depends on the game. If game can run by 60 FPS, yes. Like we do not have any capping and we really simulate the refresh rate what is of original original iPhone or original touch devices, and I believe it's capped. Refresh rate of the screen of original iDevices is 60 Hz. So yeah. Is everything fine so far? Yes, so I think by enabling the deprecated capture mode of video of the screen in OBS, it does work now. The downside, what I'm not able to capture the audio anymore, so I can only broadcast from my microphone, but no music or no audio capture from the game itself, if it's ever will work. So I think I'm gonna try to stream like this because I was really determined to do this today, but for the future, yeah, I don't know, I will need to rethink how to use OBS properly. I'm still not decisive about what should be returned as the value, because we have a few options. Like one option will be to return the 0. It seems to work, but this is not conformant to the specs itself. Our option will be to always kind of return 1. This is a minimal value as defined by the specs. And yet another option will be to try to get this value from the device itself. Not quite sure what will be the correct way of implementing it. Like, is returning the 0 even the expected in this case or not. Default initial value not clear. Let me see what OpenGL ES specs are actually returning. JS reference page, and let's see for the get integer. So data conversion, okay, state and state requests. Well, the thing is that right now I'm reading OpenGL specs for OpenGL ES 1.1, and GL Max samples, as far as I get, is the extension atop of OpenGL ES 2.0, which we doesn't support. So here the question what I want to kinda understand, what should be the behavior of get integer v if it's called to get the value for the extension what we do not really support. So we have 4 functions and we have one what we care about is a get integer v. Okay, get integer v years. So get integer v. So one is an initial value, and yeah, one is the initial value. To do this is open GLES 2.0 extension, which we not supporting yet. Okay, let's try like this. Okay, now the next problem is, oh, by the way, I have some funny bugs here. I wonder if it's related to the capturing or something else. Okay, in any case. So this one is from text parametry, and I believe, I don't actually remember what is this all about, so we're gonna search it as well. Texture max level SGIS. What? This is from 97, by the way. So let me check once again where it's crashing. It's crashing in this function, and it should be used here. Text param. So not quite sure where this value is coming from. So if I search for that one inside, it is defined in the GL 2.1 compat level. and texture max level. But if, for example, we check glass 1.1, we don't have this value defined anywhere. So I do believe what this means. This is quite strange, by the way. Yeah, not quite sure what to do about this one. Like, I'm not even sure why this game is calling it. Like, let me see if it's actually exists in OpenGL AS 2.0. In now. So let me check the document of text parameter. Okay, so for OpenGL AS 1.1, it's return texture parameter values. And for everything else, it should generate an error. I think I gonna just create unsupported get parameters. Supported get parameters. Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna create something similar. Unsupported. So what it was. param table. So unsupported texture parameters, and I gonna use just the definition from the docs, and it will be what it was. I believe it was max level. Texture max level, and here in text parametry, we're gonna say if unsupported text parameters, text params contains pname, and we're gonna log it. Well, the same way as we did for the unsupported get. So yeah, kind of same thing here, and I think this way it should work. Well, at least the initial screen itself should work now. Fix crash of Angry Birds. Well, sorry, I do not really accepting the request for the new games. And now we are going to have an issue with the socket. But I would like to commit first those things. So let me run formatter. This is open, which is yeah, like this. It should pass linter yeah, thanks. Thanks, it should be as well. Yeah, thank you for proofreading, because this way I know what you are paying attention to the stream. Okay, so I think I can commit those two fixes. So let's say here is let's say stub max samples for okay. Okay, this one, and here allow for unsupported in gel in text parametry. Yeah. Okay, all right. So let's go to the next error, and I believe this is error related to the socketing. Okay, so let's see. Socket accept. Man free accept. Man to accept. So accept the connection on a socket. So I'm just reading the manual pages, like the documentation, old school documentation of accept, in order to see what should be a good error to return. I believe I already have kind of stub for that part, and let me check. Yeah, it's here. So if I go to the socket, and it was around 680 lines, so here I could already return this, but then I would like to set proper error. So we should have set error, which sets the global value of error, which stands for error number. And I believe what we want here is not a valid file descriptor, EBADF. So once again, if we go to accept, yeah, it should be like this, and then we will like also to, I guess, properly initialize the error. So it should be accept. It should be like this. Like this part is really oversight of my part, but yeah, this way it should be correct, I believe. Okay, let me see if now we have something else than just empty screen. Do people have any questions so far? Okay, we have a black screen now, at least. Okay. By the way, I'm curious what is the value of the socket what we have here. So accept socket, and let me just crash on purpose. Okay, it's calling us with some kind of value which is not a correct one. Yeah, whatever, I guess we should be correct. So let me run the linter again. And it should be something like handle invalid socket in accept. Handle invalid socket in accept. Should be good. So what else we have here? MP movie player view controller is unimplemented. Okay, this is an interesting one, and I kinda leaning towards just stubbing it out like completely. And let me find the correct stub, because I have several different versions and not all of them are really the good ones. Yeah, I think it's here. And then we have MP movie player, and we gonna do something similar to this log. So we're gonna say MP movie player view controller init with content string to do, and then I gonna just release the self, and yeah, and we're gonna say to do. Yeah, so this is basically a stub for this MP Movie Player View controller. It will be quite difficult to implement it right now because touchHLE does not support video, like we don't have a full video support, and even the existing MP Movie Player controller is kinda stub in many sense. We do try to implement all of the notifications, but that's it. We have some hacks related to Spore, but once again, this is really not very complete implementation. And we can check also existing documentation, which says what it's a view controller, which is working in the similar way as MP Movie controller, but using the idiom of view controller. Okay, let's see what happens if we run again. Okay. This function is way more difficult to implement properly, and I guess for the moment I will stop here. It is already good progress, but there is way more stuff to fix. So I'm gonna just say stub MP Movie Player View Controller. Let me check. Yeah. Okay, stub MP Movie Player View Controller. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna stop here. So once again, I was not expecting to fully support Dungeon Hunter only after one stream. There is way more stuff to fix, and hopefully if I have time and I will figure out how to fix OBS properly, I can do it maybe tomorrow, but we will see. In any case, thank you very much for joining today. Sorry once again for the streaming issues, and see you soon.